Hey everyone, welcome to Ski the East Dad. This channel is sponsored by half-eaten waffles in the back of your car and the free swag you get on the mountain. Started a channel to share some tips with you from our years of family skiing to make your ski trips easier, more affordable, safer, and fill that niche for family travel where people come with varied interests, whether it's your grandfather, young child, wife, may not want to be on the mountain as much as you. I want to build a little community here for parents that are still chasing turns while chasing their kids and give people the confidence to take a leap, whether it's a big ski vacation or maybe buying your vacation home. This will be one take scripts, not trying to get this highly edited or anything. It's just for me to share some open comments. And if you have any ideas, something you'd like me to cover, let me know. So before I tell you the story of our accident on January 1st in this episode, I'm going to back up a few weeks. I took the kids to the FIS World Cup at Killington. What an amazing event it was. World-class skiing, awesome energy. Kids got face tattoos. They got cool cowbells. And we hit the vendor village, entered some giveaways. And I got this awesome Yeti water bottle here from Nokian Tyres. My daughter got a turtle fur hat from their booth, which she'll be sporting at UVM in the fall. And we joked for a second though, and we said, maybe this is a little foreshadowing. Maybe it's a sign. Nokian Tyres equals safe driving. Kid said to me, "Do you have good tires on your car?" I said, "Yeah, guys, I got brand new all seasons. We're safe. Don't worry about it. It's all good." Turns out it was a little foreshadowing. So we just finished great week at Sugarbush, fast forward, New Year's Eve. And we skied hard, we ate well, we saw a couple of magic shows, rang in the new year with these awesome fireworks. And we made a decision, we're gonna sleep in a little bit, no rush. And as we started seeing snow come in, we said, let's avoid the Roxbury Gap, which has some unpaved sections, a few little switchbacks, it's pretty steep. So it's not really worth the risk. So 5 of us packed in, kids, dog, and gear, toolie box on top, everything in there, new all seasons. We hit the road. So we passed through Warren and Waitsfield. Nothing too terrible, but things started to change a little bit. Had about an inch of snow on the ground. We've seen that type of traffic weather before, not a big deal. But I had a sinking feeling in my gut, and I told my wife, let's go off the road in Randolph. We'll switch drivers. I'll start driving. I feel a little better with that. So we stopped off the highway in Randolph, filled up the tank. We found a cool place called the Wee Bird Bagel Cafe in Randolph. You should check out if you're ever up there. I know those places are sometimes hard to find. You do a little Google Maps and you end up, just finding what's advertised or something like that. So it was a cool place, Wee Bird Bagel Cafe in Randolph. And had breakfast in the car, walked the dog a little bit, started driving cautiously, get on the highway, lanes are fairly well plowed, and goes from 2 lanes plowed down to 1 lane plowed. And we had this lane plowed on the left and then one on the right. So you'd hump over those slushy little ridges we've all been on. You lose a little control for a second and it's fine, right? Again, nothing new to us. So as we were heading towards White River Junction, the lane narrowed a little bit and wasn't really scared or anything, nothing major, driving way below speed limit. We were doing about 50 and 65, wasn't coming down too hard. All of a sudden, tires caught, car rotates. I'm looking down the highway the opposite direction. And I start fighting the turn, already well past it. And my wife just says, like a Carrie Underwood moment, just, let it go, let go of the wheel. I closed my eyes, it did. I felt this flipping. I thought we were done. Come to, we were upside down, airbags out, snow drifting into the cabin through the blown out sunroof. My son, the first to speak, he says, "Dad, can I get out? I can get out, I can help my sisters. Can I go?" He was calm, he was clear. And I said yes. He climbed out of the car into the snow. He got the girls out one by one. My wife and I called 911. and on her phone. I'll show you a picture of mine somewhere in the video here. And we could hear them trying to respond to us, but they couldn't hear us. We looked up or upside down, you know, whatever you want to say, looked down, and the roof of the car, the mic section, all that was ripped off. So they couldn't hear us right away. We finally figured it out, turned off the Bluetooth, told them we needed help, where to get us. So finally they knew our location. I got out of the car next with the help of my son. My wife's still buckled in, hanging upside down. I can't breathe, she keeps saying. I can't breathe, over and over. Her hand bleeding, ripped open, finger dislocated. She said again and again, I can't breathe. Cut me out, I can't breathe. So we ran to the Thule rack, which was down the road, broken up. And we had known there was a bag in there with some nice fabric shears that my wife uses for quilting. Ran, we got that. We cut her about 90% of the way, her seatbelt out, and just like looked at each other, held our breath, and did the last cut, knowing that she wasn't gonna be able to brace herself. And she slammed to the driver's side of the car upside down. She then said, how's the dog? Do you see the dog? And we looked in the back and we saw this dark pile, and we covered in dirt, and you know, we just looked at each other and we knew that she needed to hear that the dog was okay, and we shared that with her. So we said, you know, she's fine, everything's fine, the dog's fine, she's fine. But we didn't know. We said it anyway, like I said. And shortly after, a wonderful, kind stranger, Sunshine, pulls over, and she's the first responder. She held the girls close, kept them warm and kept them calm, and she was exactly what we needed in the moment. While state troopers and the EMTs and the wrecker and the rescue team worked to cut my wife out of the car. And then shortly after, we realized something else. The dog was gone. And the state trooper, she looked at us as she saw the panic setting into the family and myself, and she said, you know, these dogs know their people. She'll come back. And like a second later, the dog's running down the highway. I start calling her name, Holly, Holly, yelling her to come back. And she looks back at us and runs the opposite direction, which is her character. And I said, you know, she definitely knows who her family was and wanted no part in coming back to that flipped over car. Then the plow driver pulls over, and he's sorted out what was going on. And he said, you know, I'll go get her and I'll fashion a leash for her out of some materials in the car. And he fabricated this leash I'll show a picture of. She's larger than the dog. This is a little dog, and it's this, you know, massive rope, thick rope. So he heads off to get her. And the only thing we could think was that as we were flipping, she was the only, you know, creature, I guess, not buckled into anything. And the Thule went off and the sunroof broke out. And we think she either flew out or ran out quicker than we could come to our senses. But turns out, you know, she was fine. So, and sure enough, plow driver gets her. He found her, brought her back before my wife could even get loaded into the ambulance. And Sunshine, the Good Samaritan, she didn't just stop to help. You know, she stayed with us the whole way, and you know, took me and the kids to a Hilton nearby as my wife was going Dartmouth Hitchcock Hospital. And they were great at the Hilton. They gave us a room, helped with the bags, helped with the dog, helped with the kids. You know, no questions, just total kindness from everybody. And you know, it was really helpful at that moment to have that type of kindness from everybody. So before we left, though, it was interesting. The trooper said to me, do you have snow tires? And I said, no, but I have all seasons, and they're like brand new. And she said, you know, it doesn't help enough. And we are in Dartmouth. We meet 3 other people who flipped their cars. and all of them have snow tires now, and all of them were from outside of the region, maybe Manhattan, and go up to, relocate to Dartmouth to do medical residency or full-time work, and they all switched to snow tires. So now I ride ice-rated Nokians, even on my Tesla. And if a storm's coming in, we sit it out, or at a minimum, get the right gear, period. It's not negotiable anymore. So I hope you you reflect on this. We're a pretty responsible family, 5 with a dog, adults, and learn that it's really not worth the risk, no matter how much you think you're a superhero and have pushed through and weathered these storms before in the Northeast. It's really time to reflect and get the snow tires on, take your time. Don't worry about the powder day. Snow will be there another day. So thanks so much for listening to our story. I really appreciate it. If there's anything you'd like to hear about in the future, let me know. Be safer than you think you need to be is my message here. Slow down, sit it out if you need to. And if you drive in Northeast winter or any other winter weather, get snow tires. And here's one of those wild full circle moments I want to share with you. After the crash, when my wife was getting care, we from a surgeon we had called and had worked with us before. We saw him and we're telling him the story, and he paused and he said, "Wait, were you at Sugarbush New Year's Eve?" And we talked about the location we were at and where we saw the fireworks and everything. And he was about 10 yards away from us the night before the accident. Just standing there with his family, same place, same time. Find him a few days later, and he's operating on my wife, which was pretty wild. So it's one of those moments that remind you of the strange connections in life that we all have and how quickly things can change. So I hope this story helps you. I hope you look forward to maybe some funnier ones in the future and more detailed tips, and that your ski planning goes well. And there's a lot more to come from this in terms of ski planning and road trips and the real work it takes to raise families on the snow. So have some links in the description. Again, I'm only sponsored by swag at the mountain and those half-eaten waffles that I told you about. But check it out. Check out the Nokian tires I'm riding. If you have a better suggestion, let me know. If you're in Randolph, the Weebird Cafe was pretty cool. I checked that out. Or if you want some other tips in that area, let me know. Or that journey, up through Vermont to northern Vermont. I have a lot of tips there. So just let me know what you want to hear about. And drop a comment, like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And let's build a community of families. I'll see you in the next one. Ski the East, Dad. Thanks.